morning, everyone. I want to take just a short moment and thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of Road to the Top. This has really been a journey for me. I have enjoyed each and every person I've interviewed. Some of them I knew, some of them I didn't know, but obviously you have been enjoying my interviews because you're following. And I want to thank you so much for supporting my little show. Now, today I have a guest that I have to thank Marion Kirby for, because we were talking about, oh, who should I interview? You know, who would people like to see? And she said, Malia, I have the perfect interview for you. I said, really? And she said, yes. And so she told me about this great grandmaster. And of course, I'm older than most everybody, so he was of an age much younger than me, and I didn't really know that much about him. But she said, yes, you have to interview him. He is loved the worldwide, but the state of Texas will embrace you forever if you interview this great man. And I said, well, my goodness, to be embraced by Texas, I better interview this man. So I thanked Miriam and I went online and I started popping up all this information about this great athlete. And I mean, there's so much about this man that there's only one person that can tell you his story, because his story went in stages. You know, all champions have a story, but not all champions have this man's story. Not only is he a man of God, which I'm so grateful for that, and that he is an amazing martial artist in 3 areas. First in karate, then in kickboxing, and then, good Lord, he went into professional boxing. So he comes from a small town called Mansfield, Texas. I'd never even heard of it. I have to ask him about that little town. But irregardless where he comes from, he's amazing. Texas has turned out a lot of athletes, but none quite like this one. To me, he is 5-star, deserving of, I'm just such a little operation here, but I'm shocked that I have not seen a movie made about this man. Perhaps there has been a movie and I didn't see it. Perhaps there's something in the making that's going to happen. But you know, they make so many movies that are highly watched, but this one is one that everybody would be inspired by. So I've talked enough. Now it's time for me to introduce my guest, and that is Grandmaster Troy Dorsey. Oh, Troy, I'm going to say your last name again. I killed it. Troy Dorsey. Hi, Troy.
Yes, hello.
I read somewhere in there you have a nickname called the Destroyer.
Yes, the little small DX, big TROY, and the small ER. That's how they put that.
I was laughing and I said to my son, good Lord, I better do a good job on this interview or I will experience the Destroyer firsthand. But Troy, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to let me interview you. Where is Mansfield? Or where is Mansfield, Texas?
Yeah, 20 miles south of Fort Worth.
Oh, and you've lived there all your life?
Yes, ma'am. So I was born in 1962. In 1985, I moved to Mesquite because I was operating a karate school in East Dallas, and I wanted to be a little closer, so I moved to Mesquite, which is only 7-8 miles from my school. So I made the drive. Then in 1990, I moved back to Mansfield with my wife. My wife and I were married in 86. And during that time when I was living in Mesquite, and we moved back to Mansfield, built a home in Mansfield, and been there since 1990.
Wow. You know, when we opened up today, you were holding your grandchild. Can you let the world see your grandchild? Bring her back.
Well,
or you don't like people to see the grandchild?
No, it's okay. It's okay. She was kind of throwing a little fit, but
how many grandchildren do you have?
She wasn't fussy. She wasn't throwing a fit. She was just a little fussy. I had my first grandson June 4th, and then July 6th I had my first granddaughter, Olivia. So I
How
have
co-
Lorenzo and I have Olivia, and here she is.
Okay, look at this adorable child.
Yes, I think so also. She
And
said
this
she
one was
would.
born in July, right?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Oh, and this is Olivia?
Olivia, it is. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, how precious. Look at that little face. Are you
Yeah.
going to start her in martial arts as she gets older?
Well, if she wants to, we're ready. We're ready to go. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
for sure you got to get her into fitness.
Yeah, and have self-defense in this crazy world we live in.
And how
Self-defense.
old is your grandson?
He was born June 4th.
Oh, so they're
So
close.
yes,
Isn't exciting? And where's your wife? I know she said she didn't want to show herself, but just wave.
just wait.
Just come and
Come
wave.
on here.
Leslie, get over here. I've heard so much about you.
Yeah,
Cheryl, she's
she
shy.
she
Okay.
supported me, but I couldn't have done any of these things that we've talked about. I couldn't have done any of them without her. She and
I
I,
believe that.
she
I have
made
heard such amazing things from Miriam and from Cheryl about your family, your wife, Christians, your powerful reputation. Okay, Olivia, bye. I hope one day you grow up to be a strong martial artist. Continue on. Oh, she's precious.
Thank you, Malia.
Bye. And
Bye
she's so
bye.
good. She didn't cry.
She's good.
You
Thank
know,
you.
try in watching your internet material and YouTube material. It is, to me, you could have been a champion no matter which sport you went into, because it just seems to be built in to your personality. But you decided to go a rough road, a fighter. Why did you decide to become a fighter? Why did you get into karate? First of all, your life, as I said, is in stages: karate, kickboxing, and boxing. So let's do them in that order. Let's start with karate. Why did you get into karate?
I was getting bullied at school, and so during the summer, that summer after fifth grade, my dad enrolled me and my two brothers, Brian and Rodney. I have two younger brothers, and we enrolled in karate in 1974. So I guess that was June '74 when I started martial arts and karate training in the historic downtown Mansfield. That's where I have my school now. It's right across the street from where I started training. That's pretty neat. And my instructor was Jim Choate.
Now, did you know about karate? Was it your decision to start, or did your parents want you to start?
No, I was getting bullied, so it was my parents.
I can't imagine you getting bullied.
Well, I'm real short.
Are you?
Uh,
How tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
Oh, well, my son Mark is not real tall.
Oh
My
yeah.
other son is way over 6 feet. Oh,
Uh,
so well, then it's a good thing you started taking martial arts. Are you the shortest one in the family?
we're all short.
All short.
Both of my brothers though are taller than me, and then I'm the oldest brother, so it doesn't make sense. That's the way it goes sometimes.
Was Mama and Papa tall or short?
My
Short, obviously.
mom was 4'11" and is 4'11 3/4, and my dad's 5'6".
Oh, for goodness sakes. Well, then he was tall at 5'6". Oh, all right. So you started karate. Now, did you know anything about your mother and father signed you up? That's right.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, did they know anything about karate, or
No,
did they just saw a school karate and they put
they
you
knew
in it?
Mr. Choate. So my dad had a Texaco gas station, and in the historic downtown Mansfield, there's about 10, 15 buildings on each side of the road. And on the side of the road that he had his school, his gas station, that's where the karate school was, right in the middle. And he knew the instructor. The instructor is about 10 years older than me, so he knew his parents, so he knew it would be a good school. So that's why he took us there to that school.
Wow. So you didn't realize even what Taekwondo was all about. That's what you started in.
Yes, ma'am. What we call
Yeah.
American, what we call American Taekwondo. Yes,
Yeah, I must say, in watching your videos in your kickboxing, when you were a kickboxer, your legs look like you must have been 6 foot tall,
ma'am.
because those kicks that you would throw in, and they were so nobody could ever say you didn't win your matches because your kicks were so perfect and
Yeah, well,
so simple. Oh, I wish I could have seen you fight, but I'm
yeah,
settling for second best. I watch YouTube.
right.
Okay, so how long did you stay in Taekwondo?
Well, I'm still doing it. That's what I'm still teaching right now. It-
Still teaching.
Actually, we kind of dropped off the Taekwondo. It's what we call American karate. So it's
Okay, all
mainly
American karate.
I'm doing mainly the kickboxing style of karate, boxing techniques, and the martial arts kicking. So you can kick somebody about 6 times. You can kick about 6 times as hard as you can punch. So
Yeah.
on the street, it's really is good self defense to learn how to kick. You can kick and you kick the person in the knee or the shin or the thigh or the groin.
Yes,
You don't have to kick high. So and
that's
this is what
true.
we teach our students, of course, you only kick if you're in trouble. And
Yeah.
if you kick any other time, you kick a person another time, then you're going to get in trouble. So we don't want that to happen.
No, I'm not very tall, and so I'm only 5'5". And
Okay.
when I was a fighter, I had a couple of basic things that worked for me, so I stuck with them. I had great roundhouse kicks, but I didn't have them for height. I had them for chest and stomach, and
Okay.
I had good straight punches. I didn't need anything more than that. They did the
You did martial
job.
arts too, huh? You
Pardon
did.
me?
You're a martial artist also, huh?
Yes, I had the privilege of being number one in America for 5 years as a fighter and a form girl and weapons. I actually had the honor of fighting in
Oh,
Texas, and my eyes opened real big when I had my tournament competition in Texas because I'd never in my early days never seen anybody from Texas, and if I wanted to be number one, I decided you better travel so that
right.
people know who you are. So boy, did I learn a lot when I didn't win, I'll tell you that. I never
Did
fought
you?
anybody that were like Sherman tanks,
Right.
very wow, right in there. But yes, I fought in Texas, and I have much respect for anybody who says they're a fighter from Texas because they mean business. They're not there to give you a little show. What is your opinion about the martial art world way back in the beginning when it was just karate tournaments?
Well, I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with it, but then when kickboxing started, that was my number one uh,
That
sport.
was what you felt.
Yeah, that kind of fighting I enjoyed that fighting better than point fighting.
Yeah.
The point fighting, they stop when you get a point, and then you fight again. And the face contact when you're in black belt division is supposed to be light and no bleeding. But so I didn't enjoy the point
Yeah.
fighting as much as I did the kickboxing.
I
So
think I think God induced into your body to be a natural born warrior, a fighter. You are not you see some martial artists, they go in and do the job, but you go in and do the job and finish the job. You can tell when you're fighting it, it comes from your soul, comes from your stomach. You're prepared. You're prepared to win. There is no in my estimation, when I watch you, there's no doubt in my mind that he's won already because you carry yourself as a warrior, as a champion. Now, how old were you when you went into kickboxing?
I was 15 when I had my first kickboxing fight.
Oh, you were just a baby.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Oh, and is it something you wanted to do?
Oh yes, I did. I wanted to do it. It would put on the boxing gloves and get in there and fight. Like I said, point fighting is great. I enjoyed that. I won a world title in point fighting, and but I love the kickboxing. I love fighting like that. It's not that I love to hurt anybody or love to injure anybody, anything at all like that. It's just that's kind of part of the game. Just like
Yeah.
football, people play football, but they don't play football to hurt people. So it's a sport, and I believe that the Lord definitely gave me all the uh, anything good that I did was from Him, I'm sure. And now I have a platform because I'm an 8-time world champion to tell people about Jesus. He is the only way that I was able to do what I did. I was the first person ever to win a world title in boxing and kickboxing ever. No one had ever
Well,
done it. But I did that in 1991.
but God had that plan for you. He wanted you to do that.
Yes, ma'am.
He allowed it for you to win.
Yeah, he did. There's no accidents. It says in the Bible that all things happen for a reason for those are called according to his purpose. It says that in Romans.
And I
So
believe that.
this is part of his.
I believe it. I believe that's why I am interviewing you, because God told Marion to tell me to interview you so we could tell about your amazing story and your walk with God, which is even better than the story of martial arts.
Oh yes,
But
ma'am. So I've got something I want to say. I believe that the Lord put seeds of greatness inside of each one of us.
he
I'm not
does.
I'm not saying I'm greatness. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you have greatness inside you. I had greatness inside me. I have it. I don't have it. I have it. And
Yes.
everyone, I believe everyone in this world, they have seeds of greatness inside you. So if you feel like giving up, if you feel like not doing it, if you feel like quitting, whatever, you got to keep pushing. If it's something that you desire to do, God's put inside you, I think you just have to push yourself no matter what happens. Did I have hard times when I was fighting? Oh, yes. Did I have terrible times? Oh, yeah. Did I have great times? Did I have good times? So the good, the bad, and the ugly is in whatever it is that you're doing. You're a dancer, you're a teacher. God put seeds of greatness inside of everyone. So don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your goals. Don't give up. We're not giver uppers. We are overcomers in Jesus Christ. So uh, I was saying earlier that and I'm not sure if it was recorded or not, or it might have frozen up, but I was saying that I had some really good times. I had some really ugly times, and I had some bad times. I'm going to use the old cliche, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It doesn't matter what it is that you're doing. It's not going to be a cakewalk. So whatever it is, the enemy does not want you to succeed. He wants to try to get you to quit. He wants you to give up, but we are not giver uppers. We are more than overcomers. It says that about us in Romans. We're not only, another translation says that we are conquerors. So overcomers and conquerors, not underdoers. I know that's kind of a weird
No,
word,
we're
but
not quitters.
exactly.
Never quit till our dying breath. We keep going forward. You know, Troy, when you started at a young age, I guess you must have started at 10,
I was
11,
11. I was 11.
11. Did you have a dream? Did you ever think that you would be where you are today?
Oh no, ma'am. No, ma'am. It took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, literally. So,
Who
how,
influenced you? Who opened up the door for you to see the possibilities of what you could become?
uh, Demetrius Havanis the Greek promoted
Yeah.
fight. He promoted fights in Dallas. Have you heard of him?
Yes, absolutely. I knew him. I met him.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. So,
Yes. I'm fortunate to have known and do know a lot of the fighters that were rated, because I was a fighter and I traveled. So
right.
I got to know, Joe Corley, Bill Wallace,
Ray
Jim
McCallum.
Harrison. I mean, I knew all of
Oh
that
yeah.
group from there.
Jim,
And
I,
yeah, I was honored. And the females, I got to meet them all. And I'd like to say that at least they respect me. They don't have to like me, but respect me.
Linda Denley.
Yes, Linda, I'd like to interview her. She's
Oh yeah.
absolutely amazing,
Oh
absolutely
yeah.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
all the great women. Now that I've been focusing so much on you, my mind goes blank on the women from Texas. But as far as knowing the fighters, yes, because I was a fighter, I knew the fighter, and because I'm older, Chuck Norris. I taught Chuck Norris's first wife, Diane. I fought in Chuck Norris's, I think it was his first professional, the Olympia arena, where we did our first professional karate tournament. Yeah. So I go way
All right.
back. If you were to ask Chuck, yeah, he knows me. But Okay, so I want to know about your world of kickboxing. You didn't have a dream. You had at that time, you just were going day to day, and suddenly the whole world opened up when you started in kickboxing. Tell me about kickboxing. And how long were you in it before you had your first match? Who was your hardest match in kickboxing? Just tell me your story and I'll shut up.
Okay. Okay. Uh, as I said already, I had my first fight with Chico Goldman, October 1979. And then in 81, I turned professional and started fighting around the country. And I fought Felipe Garcia for the actually, let me back up a little bit. I fought in England at Wembley Arena. I fought that day. There was a tournament. It's called WAKO, the World All Styles Karate Organizations. All kind of styles were there from all over the world. All kind of different countries were there, and I won the World All Style Karate Organization world title in point karate at Wembley Arena. So I fought both point karate or light contact karate and kickboxing. And I was able to win the world title in point karate. And I was able to win the world title in kickboxing that same day. I'm the only person ever to do that. And so I would go to the point karate match and then I get through that. Then I go to the kickboxing match. I had some time to recover. So it wasn't like boom, 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 but it was a challenge. And so that was my first world title in kickboxing. And
Wow.
they're having those, they still have those tournaments around. Matter of fact, they're having some WAKO fights in in America and in the US here. I think it's next month. So it's been quite a journey. And then after that, while we're talking about the WAKO, I fought in Munich, Germany. They had the fights there at the Olympic Stadium. And again, I want to do it again. I want to double it, kickboxing world title and point karate. I made it to the finals, and in the finals, they fight that night. So I fought a German for first place, and I, they said well, they disqualified me for too much heavy contact. So I hit him, and he went out of the ground. He's going like this. He's shaking his head. Oh,
Oh no.
and they get up and they give him a point instead of giving me a point. So if
Oh
I would have
no.
if
But they say too much contact.
so
Point for him.
too much contact, but it
Yeah.
was the German, and I was fighting him in Germany.
Yeah.
So I got disqualified. I won second, but I took.
Oh, how disturbing.
Yes, it really was. It was upsetting,
That
but
didn't settle very well in here, I'm sure.
no, ma'am.
Oh,
And
no.
and the fight game is like life. Do we always win every battle that we're in? No. Sometimes
No.
we lose. Sometimes we're just kind of to draw. Sometimes you win. So life is so much like fighting. Matter of fact, life is fighting. We're always fighting these battles against the enemy. He is constantly trying to push us down, trying to tell us, hey, how many times has he told me you can't do that? I like to say that it reminds me of a bad, and I just said it, the four-letter word, can't. CANT. It's a bad word. When you hear that in your mind, just know that's not God telling you that. That's the enemy telling you that you can do it. So
I
I
know
have to.
that. Troy, I have to say, I prayed a little prayer before we started today because
I thank you for that.
each time I go to do an interview, I'm sure it must be the devil coming in here and telling me, what are you doing? You can't do that. You don't have any professional training in interviewing people. And I go, oh, I can't do this, and then I realize that's not God doing this. That's the devil doing that because God
Okay.
wants me to do this. And so I take a big deep breath and I fight forward. But this is hard for me to do. And it would be so simple to listen to that other voice and not do it. But God's voice is so much stronger. So I go forward.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Now, Troy, in your young days of fighting, did you ever have fear? Did you ever um, did you have nerves? Did you ever, or were you? How did you feel? I mean, your matches were grueling.
I think most of the time, I think I felt confident most of the time because of all the training that I did. My instructor Jim Choate always taught me work hard. You can't just train for a couple of weeks. I always train for 6 weeks or 8 weeks. Usually train 5 to 6 days a week, and I fought at 126, so that's real small. And I would usually start off fighting or weighing 140 pounds and have to lose to 126. I did that. Well, I had 68 fights, so I did it almost about that many times. But I toward the end of my career, I did move up to the 130 in boxing, and I believe it was 84, and I went to Casey Malone, to my boxing trainer. So he trained me from then on to kickboxing and boxing. And he had a son, Patrick, and Patrick was up and coming amateur fighter, and he got a detached retina, and they told him that he couldn't fight anymore. And so then he was already training me. So Casey pushed me, and we won the world titles together in boxing.
Oh, how many kickboxing matches did you have in your career?
35.
35.
35.
And you
Couple of,
traveled the United States and the world fighting in kickboxing.
actually, I went to Europe 8 times and fought over there 8 times. And I
In
fought
which countries?
Germany, Italy, Switzerland, England.
Which was your hardest country? Which competitor from the countries you mentioned was the hardest?
The hardest was Germany.
Germany.
Yes, as a matter of fact, a guy from Germany beat me, and in a fight for a world title. And I came back, I think it's about a year later, and I fought the guy again, and I beat him.
Did he really beat you the first time around? You know, sometimes when
I'm going to tell you that I didn't train like I should have for that fight. So
okay.
I maybe trained 90% of what I should have. So just looking back, just a little bit of regret, thinking, well, if I would have trained, if you do what you're supposed to do and you lose, that's one thing. But if you don't do what you're supposed to do, then it's on you. So that was on me. I didn't train like I should have, and I lost the fight. But like I said, I came back, and I got a little revenge. Of course, revenge is the Lord, so I'm not gonna.
Oh, well, that's an okay word, revenge. You know,
Yeah.
I lived in Germany for years and years and years. I was the first woman to open up a martial arts school in Germany
Oh
because
wow.
all the schools were run by men. And so here
Okay.
comes a woman from America who thinks she can do it, and I did it.
All right. All
But so
right.
I did live in Germany, and I have much respect for the German country, the German people, and I had a lot of German students. So yes, I can understand. What I couldn't get used to, Troy, is when I would go to the tournaments in Germany, coming from America, and you, especially from Texas, you know how, yay, we're yelling. In Germany, they would go, you get a point, a little point. And here I am up yelling and screaming loud America. But yes, I do. I'm happy that you can say your strongest competitor was from Germany. Now, in your kickboxing days, did you get any serious injuries in kickboxing?
Before I answer that, what you reminded me of something in Germany. Did you know Mike Anderson?
Well, of course, Mike Anderson made me #1 on Professional Karate Magazine. I toured
Okay.
with the whole group with George Bruckner, Al
Okay.
DeCascos, and Malia DeCascos.
Oh, okay, good. See,
And we toured.
we know all these people together,
Yes, yes,
but I
yes.
didn't know you.
Yeah, well, I didn't know you, but now I do, and I thank God for that. But there's a picture that has George Bruckner, and then it has Jeff Smith, and it has all of us that we went to. It was was when Linda Lee went.
Oh yeah.
Linda Lee, and we all went together. And Al and I represented Kung Fu because my style is Kung Fu. So
Okay.
yes, yes. So yeah. Okay. So what were we saying when we're talking about Germany? Your injuries. Did you
Oh
get
yes, ma'am.
injuries in kickboxing?
I did. I broke the first injury I remember happening is I broke my big toe. So,
Ooh.
right, yeah, so I broke my big toe. Matter of fact, it was in one of my world title fights. And it's very difficult. I broke it in the first round and I still had 11 rounds to go. But that's part of fighting. And I also broke like the top knuckle on my left foot. And let's see, I broke my hand in a
Oh,
boxing match. And I've gotten broken ribs and separated ribs. Also, Billy Jordan, one of my sparring partners, and he was about 100, I don't think he's 150, 60, something like that. He moved with a jump turn kick in the sternum as I was punching. Right when I punched, he did the turn kick. So I dropped to the floor, I'm rolling, and so he cracked my sternum.
oh, oh, Lord.
Yeah, yes. So I have a knot right here on my sternum, but that's a good reminder. But it doesn't bother me. And the only injury that I had that bothered me is I injured my wrist many times. And I have when you bend your wrist too far like this, when you know how that hurts, when you bend it hard and fast that way. Well, when you do that, that's what it feels like right now. It hurts like this. Got a knot here, got some damage there, but I'm getting some treatment on it, and it's feeling better. And just have to keep it
That,
moving. Just like they say,
yeah,
if you don't use it, you
you
lose it.
lose it.
I got to keep this thing
Oh,
moving. And I just noticed the last couple of weeks it's feeling better, and I've been going on with stuff, treatment for this over about 2 years. So
oh. You know, I always say anybody who is capable of working out and training and they don't do it, they really are cheating themselves because God's given you the ability for your body to move and to keep yourself young and youthful. Because I just turned 79.
oh my gosh, I thought
Oh,
you were
stop
60.
that. Oh
You
my
kept,
gosh.
you kept telling me how old you were, and I was thinking, yeah, she's 62, she's 63.
No, I just turned my birthday was October the 5th, and I turned 79. So to think that in my next birthday, I will be in the 80s, but I'm really fit and I run
What?
daily. I
No,
teach.
wait. How old are you?
79,
79. I can't believe it.
79. Yes.
Wow. And you'll be 80. My dad turned 80 last December 25th. So
See?
my
I could
earthly,
be your mother.
my earthly, my earthly father, his birthday is December 25th. And my heavenly father, we celebrated December 25th.
uh,
I
well,
know you. Oh my gosh, this is
yeah, but
great.
that's what I mean. You know, as one grows older, if God gives you the opportunity to get up out of bed, you can still walk, you can still punch, you should use it.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you see so many people who are not able to work out and they so sad, you know, they would give anything to be able to go jog. So
Right.
I know you're into you never quit training, you still train today, and that's what's so important. I will train till the day I die.
Well, I trained. I kept looking for something that I could do without the beating and the banging on my body because I've got lots of banging on my body.
No.
So instead of doing that, guess what I started doing? I started doing jujitsu about 14, 15 years ago, and
What?
I earned my black belt from Travis Luter about 4 years ago.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Travis Luter was the UFC champion, and he's an amazing instructor. He has a school in Fort Worth, so I got my black belt there, and I still enjoy doing that. And jujitsu is it's a
It's
great
flowing, so beautiful. I love it.
it's a great workout. So
Yeah, it's
yes, ma'am.
beautiful. Well,
Yes,
that's good. What do you teach jujitsu in your school?
I do. Yes,
You
ma'am.
do teach it. You have a
Yeah.
combination of things you teach.
Right now we're teaching black belts only jujitsu. So that's what
Ah,
we do a little bit in some of the other classes, but mainly it's black belts.
are you tournament minded for your students?
No, ma'am.
You're not. Oh, that's amazing.
No, ma'am. We're not. Because guess what happens every weekend, every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, pretty much is
Oh,
eaten up
yeah.
with those tournaments. So I'd rather be with my family, and that's what I'm doing now because I did travel where I was gone so many years on the weekends and throughout the week and the evenings. So now what I do is I have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. So I'm with my grandkids, I'm with my kids, and been able to be with my family and my mom and dad. So
That's
that's why,
amazing.
yes, man. That's why
Do your students want to compete?
I think there's some that they want to, and I have some that we're going to try to help out take care of that. But right now, like I said, I'm taking spending the time with my family during the week, and
Well, yeah, we only have
on the
one family.
weekend. It
Yeah.
goes so fast. It goes so fast. I'll be 59 next month. So
Wow. Look
so
at
fast.
how amazing you look. A
Well, thank
young
you.
man.
Yeah, that's the words I should have used on you. You are amazing looking and beautiful, and
Thank you.
like I said,
Thank you.
I was thinking maybe you're 62.
No, a lot
Yeah.
of people think that, but I weigh the same. I did 117 pounds. When I was 16 years old, I weighed 117 pounds. And today at 79, I still weigh 117 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
And I have never gained more than 5 pounds.
Well, you're taking care of your body. You eat fruits and vegetables, and do you
I
eat
do.
much meat?
I eat fruits and vegetables and fish and chicken and Haagen-Dazs ice cream and popcorn and pumpkin pies.
Oh, yeah.
I do eat, but I don't deprive myself. I just am careful. I'm sure you enjoy the finer things of life.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Food
Blue,
in Texas,
blue,
everything is big.
bluebell ice cream, a half gallon. I like to eat a whole half gallon.
There you go. We'd be good ice cream partners.